All right, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. This is your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most, misunderstood lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And you're rocking and hanging out with the 111th episode of Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show. We're live and direct on StreamYard, YouTube, and alongside of myself is the Instagram live feed. So make sure you turn on your notifications to to know when I'm going to be on Instagram live with recording episodes, and of course when each episode is going to be dropping. So, and speaking of which, if you are new to the channel and you missed any previous episodes whatsoever, please feel free to not worry. Grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. Tap the noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream, including the reminder and time of when the live stream recording is going to start. Leave a like and a comment along with the episode, along with the review episodes. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. In case you miss any of them, don't worry. Everything's all uploaded to every streaming platform. Make sure you listen, stream, watch the episodes, and of course, don't forget to rate too. Don't forget to rate 5 stars, especially on Podchaser, Podfriend, um, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as well. Don't forget to rate 5 stars, and of course, be sure to tell a friend to another friend, and I'll handle the rest at the end of the show. All right. Um, Now that I got that handled, um, today's episode we're gonna be reviewing not only a TV show, but we're going to be reviewing a game, and we got some gaming news that we need to get to, and a little hip hop history. Let's get to okay. Let's get to Music Kool-Aid for a sec. All right, we got a Music Kool-Aid segment in regards to tone lock. So let's get into it. All right. All right. We got a hip hop history today that we need to discuss today. So here it is. All right. So today we have, on this date in 1989, West Coast rap giant Tone Loc released his debut album, Lock Lock Ed after Lock Ed After Dark on Delicious Vinyl Records. It was a huge success, making it to number one on the Billboard 200 the week of April 15th and number 3 on the top R&B hip hop albums charts. It featured 3 hit singles: Wild Thing, Funky Cold, Medina, and I Got It Going On, and was certified double platinum by the RIAA. Um, Loxified, no Lock, no Lock Ed After Dark's album cover is based on Donald Byrd's 1963 record, A New Perspective. And I think we got another one. I forget. Um, forget we got another one that um let me see. Okay, we got another hip hop history that we need to get to. And this is Brooklyn, New York native Foxy Brown. On this date in 1999, MC Inga Merchant, aka Foxy Brown, dropped her sophomore effort China Doll on the Violator Def Jam imprint. This album rode the successful wave of previous projects released by Brown, including her appearance on the Firm album with Nas, AZ, and Nature, as well as her own 1996 debut album, LP, no, excuse me, LP Il Nana. The album debuted at the pole position on Billboard 200, which was only accom- accomplished previously by Lauren Hill with The Miseducation of Lauren Hill just a year earlier. With production courtesy of Kanye West, D. Dot, Irv Gotti, Lil Rob, Swizz Beats, and Foxy's suggestive lyrics, this album was guaranteed success as proved in selling over a million copies. Tracks such as Bonnie and Clyde Part 2, featuring Jay Z, and The Unexpected Ride Down South with April MJG, Too Short, and Juvenile were Foxy's evidence of her versatility and willingness to bring the hip hop culture together regardless of geographic origin. Salute to Foxy, Young Gavin, and the entire Def Jam staff for putting together this piece of hip hop history. All right. That's pretty dope actually. All right. That's pretty dope though, man. Um all right, let's applaud. All right. Okay, let's get to let me see. All right, let's get to TV show checkouts right here. All right. Today's TV show checkout to review is Monarch. All right. Yes, Monarch is the TV show to review today. And here we are. Here we go. All right. So, Monarch is an American musical drama television series about a country music family created by Melissa London Hilfers. The series is the first production of Fox Entertainment Studios. And the cast includes Anna Frio, Trace Atkins, Joshua Sassi, Beth Dito, Indigo Pascual, Megan Holder, Susan Sarandon, Martha um, Higareda, and Emma Milani. And Susan Sarandon stars as Dottie Cantrell with Trace Atkins, Anna Frio, Beth Dito, Martha Higareda, Inigo Pascual, and Joshua Sassi forming the main cast. The series premiered September 11th, 2022 on Fox and Hulu. In December 2022, Fox canceled the series after one season. Oh, wow. Wow. That has to really sting. I guess this show probably did like a crash and burn, huh? Well, sorry that it got canceled. It did a little crash and burn, so that's gotta suck though, man. You know what I'm saying? It really, really, really has to suck though, man, if you really want to get technical on here. Shit. Yeah, it sucks that TV show kind of got canceled, but but I don't know. It probably crashed and burned with the TV ratings. Damn, son, that right there, that's kind of crazy, and probably, yeah, man, probably because the reason why it didn't get renewed because it was probably yeah, that too. That too. That right there too, man. That has to really suck. Oh man. Um okay. Let's see. Okay, truth teller. Nah, chill. So the reception, okay, critical response. The review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reported a 33% approval rating with an average rating of 5.8 out of 10 based on 12 critic reviews. The website's critics consensus reads heavy on the cliches while disappointingly light on Susan Sarandon. This Monarch is a so successor to a lineage of soaps about families warring over their business empire. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 43 out of 100 based on 11 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Wow. Wow. Anyway, man. I think we need to really this is crazy, man. This is really crazy. Anyway, let's get to our video game chamber. Um I don't think I have anything else to actually talk about here, but let's get to the video game chamber and then um all right, so for those of you who may not know, video game chamber is basically a segment in regards to the types of games that's going to be coming out, and and of course the different game systems and everything else, including PC, is PlayStations, and then there's Xbox, um, and then there's Nintendo Wii's, and then that's basically what the premise of this segment is. Um, so let's get to it though, man. Hang on, if I could find what I, there. All right, you know the deal. Today we're going to be reviewing NBA 2K23. There it is. All right, NBA 2K23 is a basketball video game developed by Visual Concepts and published by 2K Sports based on the National Basketball Association. It is the 24th installment of the NBA 2K franchise and is the successor to NBA 2K22. The game was released on September 9th, 2022 for Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. The NBA 2K23 Arcade Edition was released on Apple Arcade on October 18th, 2022. And of course, let's get into so Phoenix Suns shooting guard Devin Booker is on the cover on the standard and digital deluxe versions, while NBA Hall of Famer Michael Jordan is on the cover of the Michael Jordan and Championship editions. WNBA stars Sue Bird and Deanna Taurasi are featured on the WNBA cover edition. The Dreamer edition has American rapper J. Cole on the cover. Let's see. For the first time since NBA 2K11, the Jordan Challenge is added. My NBA was also updated, allowing the user to begin their My NBA career during the 1983 to 84, 1991 to 92, or 2002 to 03 NBA seasons. The player can also start in the current 2022 to 2023 NBA season in the game's modern era selection. The new My NBA mode includes automatic team relocations, such as the Kansas City Kings moving to Sacramento, the Vancouver Grizzlies moved to Memphis, and the Seattle Supersonics relocation to Oklahoma City. However, the user can veto these moves. The errors mode features rendered areas, no, excuse me, arenas, logos, and jerseys from the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s. Complete historic rosters, as well as the draft classes that were previously available in previous NBA 2K games. The mode also includes television filters and broadcast packages that emulate appropriate TV broadcast styles for the specific era the user starts in, with the 90s broadcast package being similar to the NBA on NBC package used early in 90s and the 2000s. Broadcast package is similar to ESPN broadcast used in the early 2000s. The 1980s and 90s broadcast packages are also used in the Jordan Challenge mode. In addition to the NBA errors, with them came historical rule changes that allows you to change or add new rules impacting gameplay. In the NBA errors, you are able to change or add historical rules during the off season of the simulation. Additional changes, some more notable changes in NBA 2K23 was the removal of contracts in My Team, allowing your players to be able to play unlimited games without needing to continually add contracts or add a diamond contract to your players to be able to play more games with them. In addition, a new feature added to My Team is a mode called Triple Threat Online, allowing you to co-op against up to 3 people on each team. Okay, so we go to the reception. So we have Metacritic, who gives a score for PlayStation 5 78 out of 100, and the Xbox Series 80 out of 100. Famitsu gives it 33 out of 40. Game Informer 7.5 out of 10. Games Radar Plus gives it 4 stars. Hardcore Gamer gives it 4.5 out of 5. IGN gives it 6 out of 10. And Nintendo Life gives it, hold on a second, 7 stars. Push Square gives it 8 stars. All right, reception. Okay, so NBA 2K received generally favorable reviews. Gamering a 7 out of 100 on the PS5 and 80 out of 100 on Xbox, according to review aggregator Metacritic. However, players have slammed the game's microtransactions, stating that it would cost over $100 in VC, which is Vancouver, just to finish building a player, and have also said that the game feels extremely pay to win and puts you at a huge disadvantage if you can't afford to spend extra money to improve your my career player. Ooh, very interesting on that one. That's interesting. Uh, All right. Okay. Now we're gonna go to some gaming news. We got some stuff to get to actually. Actually, better yet. Actually, better yet. Let's get to uh okay. Actually, okay, gaming news for okay. Okay, all right. We got some video gaming news to get to for 2023. All right, so like let's see, Polygon. Let's see. All right. Already we can count more than 100 major video game releases expected in 2023. From highly anticipated RPGs like Starfield and The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, to new mainline entries in series like Final Fantasy and Street Fighter, and the long-awaited return of franchises like Diablo and Pikmin. Of course, obviously, while video game release dates are constantly in flux, Polygon's guide to the video games coming out in 2023 will be regularly updated with new games, new release dates, and games inevitable delays. Here's a look at the what the year has in store for upcoming games. Okay, so we really got to right, so obviously so there's One Piece Odyssey that came out already for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, Xbox Series X, which already came out already, January 13th. January 19th, Persona 3 Portable, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. January 19th. So another game that came out on the 19th is Persona 4 Golden, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series, January 19th. Colossal Cave, that also came out on the 19th. Mac, Meta, Quest 2, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, Xbox Series. Came out on the 19th of January. Fire Emblem Engage, Nintendo Switch, January 20th. Forspoken, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, January 24th. NBA All World, Android, and iOS, January 24th. High Fish Rush, Windows PC, Xbox Series, January 25th. Dead Space, uh, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, Xbox Series, January 27th, which is tomorrow. And then you have Age of Empires 2, Definitive Edition, Xbox One and Xbox Series, January 31st. Wait a minute. I believe that's a Tuesday. That's a Tuesday. Yes, it is. Yes, that's a Tuesday. Let's get some gaming news. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. There's gotta be some news here, man. What the hell? Let's see. Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do actually. Okay, let's go to Game Informer actually. Let's see if it got some news on here. Um, let's see. All right, hold on. Let's see if there's any news. I'll get back to it. All right. Okay. So most recently, let's get into one of the gaming news right here. Last summer, Turn 10 Studios and Xbox announced a new entry in the esteemed Forza Motorsport series, built from the ground up for Xbox Series. The studio made lofty promises regarding the kind of experience it would be able to deliver with the new hardware, and during today's Xbox Developer Direct, we received more information on the next entry of the sim racing franchise, simply called Forza Motorsport. Turn 10 Studios calls this entry a generational leap ahead for the Forza Motorsport series. For the first time in the series history, Forza Motorsport has fully dynamic time of day and weather, which impact how cars handle track temperatures and surface conditions, combined with the texture of the driving surface to ensure that each lap is distant. These races take place over 20 environments with multiple track layouts available at launch. Fans can expect their favorites from past Forza Motorsport titles, as well as 5 all new locations. One of those locations is um Kialami, the first South African location in Forza Motorsport history. By utilizing photogrammetry and laser scan images, Turn 10 is able to depict 10 times the level of detail than past games. Environments feature more detailed vegetation and overgrowth, plus 10 of thousands of fully 3D animated spectators. Of course, the stars of the show will always be the cars, and Forza Motorsport brings a ton in that regard as well. At launch, the game features more than 500 real world cars. Each of these cars is customizable using more than 800 unique upgrades and modifications. Hold on, let me see who's here. Shout outs to Matthew Lawrence for watching this. Thank you. Um, and yes, so each vehicle features a level of detail beyond what nearly any player will notice, with context aware damage and dirt buildup that is unique to each vehicle, down to what kind of paint is currently applied. Advanced physics, mechanics also improve the realism in how cars accelerate, brake, and corner. Thanks to special partnerships with Windows, Sonic, and Dolby Atmos, the cars and their respective modifications also sound better than ever before. This is interesting. Yeah. So players can expect to slide into the driver's seat and take to the tracks at some point this year through an all new online racing mode and single player career mode when Forza Motorsport arrives on Xbox Series and PC. Um, at the start of this year, we named Forza Motorsport one of our most anticipated games of 2023. And yes, would have to agree with that actually. Hold on a sec. All right. I guess we could get to some more gaming news here. Let's see what happened recently. Let's see what happened recently. Ooh, wait a minute here. Um, wait a minute. Wait, Justin Rowland resigns from wait a minute here. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that actually. I'm not going to do that one. Okay, let's get to Xbox gaming revenue. All right, so Xbox gaming revenue is mostly down across all fronts, but its Game Pass subscriber base still saw growth. Microsoft released its second quarter financial results for the 2023 fiscal year yesterday. It revealed that Xbox gaming revenue declined 13% overall. Ooh, damn. 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 That has to really suck though, man, if you really think about it. That has to really suck. Um Hold on. Okay, all right. So all right, that really sucks though, man, if you really think about it though. Um that has to really suck though. All right, there's more to the story than that though. Um There's more to the story than that, though. Xbox content and services such as first party software and monetization in third party games declined 12%, but Microsoft notes that this decline is up against a strong prior year comparable. Given that Xbox 2022 was lackluster compared to the prior year, this isn't surprising. However, the financial results state that this 12%. Decline is partially offset by growth in Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. Xbox hardware revenue has also declined 13% during earnings call. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella revealed that Xbox monthly active users surpassed 120 million during this quarter in question, as reported by IGN. Nadella added that Microsoft is expecting another year over year decline next quarter due to a similar situation as this quarter. Video game sales analyst Benji Sales on Twitter offered some commentary on these financial results, stating that he's less worried about Xbox gaming revenue and software performance, but that the that the decline in hardware is alarming. He said, in quote, I'm less worried about overall gaming revenue and software performance. They are down, but that's expected considering how weak of a year Xbox had for first party content. The more alarming thing here is hardware. This early in a generation, we really shouldn't be seeing declines. And yeah, as Benji Sells and many others have noted, though these past few quarters have been lackluster for Xbox, but 2023 is shaping up to be the Xbox Series' biggest year yet. With games like Redfall, Starfield, and Forza Motorsport expected to release. We should be learning more about some of these games in today's Xbox Developer Direct, and then Starfield and Starfield specific uh, showcase Xbox planning. Okay. All right. GoldenEye. All right, let's go to GoldenEye. Let's go to GoldenEye. The most popular game, GoldenEye, right? Nintendo revealed back in September that the classic N64 game GoldenEye 007 was coming to Switch, complete with online play. Microsoft announced that same day that GoldenEye 007 was coming to Xbox as well, although the version of the famed game would not feature online multiplayer like its Switch counterparts. Neither announcement included a release date, but today, developer Rare revealed that GoldenEye 007 launches this week on Friday, January 27th, which is tomorrow. The Switch version will be available as part of Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack memberships, but you can purchase GoldenEye 007 individually on Xbox, and it will be available on Xbox Game Pass as well. Interestingly, the Xbox version, despite not featuring online functionality, will include improved control options, of course, like dual analog stick supports, native 16:9 resolution up to 4K Ultra HD, a consistent refresh rate, and full achievement support. If you own Rare Replay on Xbox, you will gain access to GoldenEye 007 for free. Enter a world of espionage as Bond in GoldenEye 007. A press release reads, your covert operation to stop the GoldenEye weapon satellite spans the globe. You'll infiltrate underground bases, charge through a military train, and slink around the depths of a jungle. Along the way, M will brief you on your objectives, and Q Branch will support your efforts with an army of gadgets, but the ultimate success of this mission is yours alone. Whew, wow. Yeah, I remember this game. This game came out in 1997, but this version is coming out tomorrow. Um, okay, so that's that. Um, let's see. Yeah, I don't know too many people who play Minecraft, but let's see. I don't know too many people who play that, but let me see how much time we got. All right, let's get to let's get to Minecraft. During today's Xbox Developer Direct, we learned a ton of new information about Minecraft Legends. Mojang's latest Minecraft spinoff. Yeah. In addition to new details on P versus P, we learned the game is coming to Xbox and PC on April 18th, just a few months from now. Like most first party Xbox titles, it will be available on Game Pass day one. We also got a new gameplay trailer, which you can watch below. On YouTube, you can go to their YouTube channel page, Minecraft Legends official gameplay trailer. You can check that out as well. If you are unfamiliar, Minecraft Legends is an action strategy game where players explore a procedurally generated world to find resources, build bases, and save the overworld. And in the campaign, which can be played solo or co-op, players work together to stop piglins from invading their world from the Nether. While traditional Minecraft gameplay has the player placing each individual block, this game allows you to build on a larger scale, placing walls, traps, and turrets. In the PvP mode, two teams of up to four players will face off in a battle to destroy the other team's base. Like the campaign, the world is procedurally generated, so every match is different. Throughout the showcase, developers at Mojang and Blackbird Interactive detailed their favorite strategies like layering walls with traps in between or exploring the world to find rare mobs. Multiplayer also features cross platform play and online matchmaking. A blog post on the Xbox website also announced that a deluxe a deluxe edition would be available at launch. It also includes the base game and a bonus pack of skins. Microsoft, Minecraft. Minecraft Legends releases April the 18th of this year. So, um, all right. So, let's see. Okay, Redfall. Okay, today's Xbox Developer Direct ended with a walkthrough of gameplay from Arcane's Redfall. In addition to detailing how players will liberate the town of Redfall from its vampiric captors, the team also shared a release date May 2nd. The bulk of the presentation showed off how players, either alone or working with up to three other friends, will cleanse Redfall of vampires neighborhood by neighborhood. In addition to gathering intel about the island and completing side quests, such as rescuing human hostages, you'll capture safe houses. These become additional human HQs, and gaining more brings you closer to battling the area's ruling vampire underboss. These elite enemies boost unique attacks and require your full might along with your team's efforts to kill for good. We also got a look at Vampire Nest, a giant heart fuels these over excuse me otherworldly dens and infiltrating. One means cutting the heart from the body. What? Damn. Damn. What the hell? What the hell? Cutting the heart from the body? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I kind of get it though, man. Oh man. Oh, that shit is scary though. For you to have your fucking heart cut open, that's scary, man. That shit is so fucking scary. Oh shit. Anyway, oh man. Swarms of vampires will try to stop you, of course, but succeeding causes the collapse of a nest, meaning you'll have to get out fast. Additionally, Arcane showed off the Shroud enemy type, a vampire that can blanket areas in pitch darkness, fire projectiles, as well as phase through floors to evade danger. We also saw a little more of the hero's specialized abilities and upgrades, such as granting Layla's umbrella with a perk that allows it to absorb and fire incoming bullets. Redfall will be available on Xbox Series and PC and will be available on Game Pass at launch. And of course, May 2nd actually of this year. All right. All right. All right, let's get to the recent let's get to the other games. Um yes, so we have okay, so we have some other games that we need to go over. Um okay, let's see. So all right, so starting with Forspoken, PlayStation 5, PC, January 24th, already out. Kingdom Rush, Xbox Series, Xbox One, already out, January 24th. Risen, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, already out. World War Z, are you serious? Xbox, no, excuse me, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series already out. Hi-Fi Rush, Xbox Series and PC, January 25th. Devolver Tumble Time, January 26th. Hitman World of Assassination. Oh boy. For PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Windows PC. Um all right, so I will go over the other games. Actually, better yet, better yet, let's see. Yes, let's go over some games here. All right, starting with Forspoken. Forspoken is a game about movement and running. Protagonist Frey begins the game running from the law and debt collectors. She's also in the middle of a plan to flee New York City with a gym bag full of cash. Amidst that chaos, she falls into the land of Athea and is eager to leave the new mysterious world where she is inexplicably has superhuman combat and running abilities. Getting from one place to another is Forspoken's high point, and while no other element quite reaches and heights of how fun running and climbing are, Frey's adventure isn't without its highlights. Unfortunately, Forspoken makes a bad first impression. Athea's environments look great, as does Frey when she moves through the world. But zooming in close for cutscenes shows some rough textures. The dialogue is also underwhelming, and the storytelling is overly transparent. From Frey's cat, Homer, to the little girl who wins Frey's heart by stealing her heart. No, excuse me, stealing her phone and Athea. Every character's role as a means to humanize Frey is too obvious, and her frequent and stubborn refusal of the hero's call is hammered too hard. Thankfully, forspoken story and dialogue improve the deeper you get. And you can check that out. I believe you can check that out on YouTube, Forsaken the oh wow. Yeah. You can check out the trailer actually on YouTube. By the end, I liked Frey's overly vulgar and combative nature and her antagonistic relationship with Cuff, her invisible partner that lives on her wrist. I also enjoyed the zoomed out main path of the story. None of that twists were particularly surprising, but they were well executed and help contextualize why Frey is so angry and why she is so insistent on not being the hero. Even when everything obviously demanded she moves in that direction. I was also happy where the game leaves Frey at the end, both from a character relationship perspective and a continued post-game gameplay perspective. Combat is consistently mediocre. For Spoken is an action game, but calling it a third person shooter wouldn't be out of line, as most of Frey's abilities function like magical guns. Oh shit. Frey's has dozens of abilities to swap between on the fly, and taking advantage of enemy vulnerabilities means you are encouraged to do so often. I found a few I preferred, but success often meant switching to the sluggish weapon I didn't particularly want to use. Changing abilities is convoluted. Even late in the game, I had to pause and think about which buttons I needed to hold to access certain weapons. The handful of bosses Frey encounters is also generally underwhelming. They feature interesting designs and attacks that look great in motion, but leave little room for a tactical approach. I mostly just hit them with as many magic bullets as I could. The final boss does encourage some overdue strategy, and that spike in challenge made for my most memorable encounter. Where the story and general combat are hit and miss, movement is excellent throughout. Sprinting through Athea and leaping over buildings feels great, and a handful of additional movement abilities makes things even smoother. An early upgrade that lets Frey long jump with well-timed button presses makes her move even faster and smoother. I went out of my way to track down every movement upgrade, and nearly all of them were substantial and fun. That joy of movement integrates into combat, where even if shooting doesn't feel great, dodging and leaping over enemy heads does. Exploration is also enjoyable, thanks to a helpful automatic waypoint numbering system on my way to a core destination. For example, I would mark a handful of locations to check out along the way, and I wouldn't have to revert to the map much because of the numbers. Certain locations even allow you to do this by looking out into the distance without entering the map at all. Rewards are worthwhile too by offering new cloaks and items and even big stat boost just for finding particular spots. Forspoken story and combat failed to reach the heights of its movement and exploration, and but thankfully those two latter elements make up most of the experience. I sprinted often literally um through the game through the campaign in about 15 hours, and now I have a large world filled with nooks and crannies. I'm eager to run through and explore. The narrative won't linger with me, and I avoided combat in the open world often. But I love making Frey leap and fly through Atias to discover all its treasure chests and secrets. Okay, what else? What else we got here? Oh yeah. Okay, so we got Fire Emblem Engage. Let's go to that one. All right, so we have Fire Emblem Engage is the mainline follow up in name only to 2019's excellent Fire Emblem Three Houses. That game's focus on story, characters, and its expanded social systems help make it the best selling in the series, creating new fans of the franchise out of those who had previously watched Fire Emblem flourish from a distance. I was one of those new converts 3 years ago, and while I was initially concerned if I was a Fire Emblem fan or just a Three Houses fan, Engage was no, excuse me, has solidified me in the former, where Three Houses succeeded by emphasizing its larger than life heroes and social systems over combat. Engage triumph in doing the opposite, engage in a combat first, everything else second, strategy RPG. And although its story takes some time to become engrossing, battles are terrific from the jump and only get better. Engage's story begins in a familiar way. A hero saves the world from the fell dragon, an evil divinity, and goes into a slumber afterwards. They awake 1,000 years later, only to discover their battlefield prowess is needed once more. This hero, your protagonist, known as the Divine Dragon, must obtain all 12 engaged rings held by neighboring kingdoms. I was never bored by this narrative, but it was simple and often predictable for a large portion of my 50-hour playthrough. The last third of the game's story further reeled me in with twists, turns, drama, and heart, though. And by the end of my playthrough, I laughed that I had written the story off initially. Still, Engage is more straightforward. It's a traditional fantasy story about saving the day. And while at times it's melodramatic, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't all in on it, especially in the last third. Power Ranger S team up moments left me smiling like a kid again, and I was sad to say goodbye to these characters when the credits began to roll. Engage's combat is a return to form for the Fire Emblem series, bringing back the traditional rock, paper, scissors formula where lances beat swords, swords beat axes, and axes beat lances, while fisticuff fighters have an advantage over archers, mages, and thieves. It's a simple fighting premise that works because it forces you to examine unit placement, movement, and strategy well in advance based on enemy positioning on a given map. And this formula is strengthened by a game that builds on the combat in virtually every sense. Most everything you do ties back to what happens in battle, including the game's namesake, Engage. Each unit can wear an emblem ring which gives them the ability to engage or tap into the ring's power fueled by the soul of a hero from Fire Emblem's past. This brings the series favorites like Marth, Lucina, Roy, Byleth, and more to the game. And while they aren't the same person as the hero from their original world, they embody them, bringing a heaping dose of nostalgia to engage for longtime fans. For newer fans who might not realize the excitement behind these returns, the engaged mechanic is still a battlefield boon as it allows the wearer to physically change in appearance, almost embodying the past hero to become significantly more powerful. When you engage a unit, they get a special one time move that usually does extreme damage or healing. Standard attacks are more devastating. Some units can move even further, and their ability to dodge or withstand enemy attacks is strengthened. The engage mechanic felt overly powerful in the first half, but was still exciting to use nonetheless. The second half, however, is a stern reminder that that strategy is still required in nearly every battle, including the paralogue side quest, which is where intelligent systems really stretches its combat design prowess with challenging map layouts and matchups. Social systems between units take a backseat to social standings with Emblem Ring. Heroes mechanically but strangely support conversations between units, and heroes are short and shallow compared to those that happen between two unit members. Regardless, these conversations serve as small windows into a hero or unit member's personality, unlocked after ranking up to C, B, or A with someone. Like in previous entries, these support conversations aren't a requirement in Engage, but are additional flavor for the game's various characters. As the bond level between a unit and an emblem ring hero increases, so do the skills available to purchase. These skills and abilities, like increased luck or avoid, can be equipped for use even when not wearing a given ring. My Divine Dragon can, for example, equip traits from Moth's ring, even if he's wearing an emblem ring of another hero. And even units that you never equip with an emblem ring can tap into these skills and abilities thanks to special emblem bond training. Bond rings, um, created by Emblem Ring Heroes, further expand the possibilities of combat focused customization. You can create hundreds of bond rings, meld them to strengthen them, further polish emblem rings to increase bonds, and so much more. Engages various ring mechanics power much of what you are doing in the game, but it's also mostly optional. If you want to play it straight, it feels like you can do that and engage. But if if you are looking for deep customization and optimization, that's there too, and I appreciate that flexibility. Ring creation happens at Somnio at the Somnio, which is Engage's open hub where virtually everything outside of combat, like cooking, shopping, and more, occurs. It's also home to exercise mini games that temporarily boost a given stat in the next battle, and a wyvern riding mini game that earns you additional bond fragments. You can train in the arena, fish, collect ingredients in the orchard, and explore this hub to find items. The Somnio is expansive enough, but in most ways, a step back to Three Houses Monastery, which felt like a crucial pit stop in between every combat encounter and a place I came to know like the back of my hand. The Somnio never quite felt like home, but rather a place to strengthen my party for the next battle. Given the, given the game's focus on combat, though, this wasn't surprising. Um, Still, I was slightly disappointed it didn't have more personality. The Somnio is also home to the multiplayer focused Tower of Trials, which is where you can build maps, connect them to other players' maps, and duke it out in out realm trials. While this is neat in practice, engage gives you the same square base to build on, and every map felt similar as a result, with the biggest differences coming from where I place a fire cannon or something like destructible crystals. Every map I played on, including the ones I created, lacked the excitement, variance, and challenge of the developer made maps in the single player campaign. There's also the Tempest trial, which has you fighting across multiple battles in one go for increased rewards, and the Relay trial, which sees multiple players controlling the same units in a relay style battle. But neither these nor the Outrun trials are things I see myself returning to post game. They are interesting additions, but feel half baked. And I'm not talking about the movie, folks. Only there for those who desperately need more after the core game's dozens of combat encounters. Engages characters and social systems never quite hit the high bar set by Three Houses, but it does surpass its predecessor in almost every other way. Players looking for deep customization, expertly crafted strategy, RPG combat, and a heartfelt story with a adoration for more than 30 years of Fire Emblem history will find that and more in Engage. It's one of the most gripping games I've played on Switch, and ultimately, I struggled to peel myself away from. If Three Houses was an experiment with where Fire Emblem social mechanics can go, then Engage is doing the same for the series, evolving combat and excelling just as much too. All right, let's see. All right, I think we're gonna wrap this up right here, man. Okay. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up right here. So by the way, man, before I even go to stream choices on the go, if you like to support this podcast and the other podcast shows that I do, feel free to make a charitable donation to my Cash App. By the way, I forgot to mention that too. Um, Yes, you can go to this Cash App right here, which is G Money Stacks 555. That's dollar sign capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. You can write it down on your sticky notes, your planners, whatever. You can donate whatever amount of money you are comfortable with that you desire. You don't have to have a lot of money and you don't have to be from a rich family. It's all about doing the best you can. Whatever you desire to give will be appreciated. So there you have it right there. And all right, so let's get to our very last segment of the night, and that is stream choices on the go. Let's go. Let's go right now. Come on. Yes. You like what you heard in today's episode? Feel free to show some love by following Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show on Instagram, and make sure you follow my other shows, including the Sports Edition show of Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast. In case anybody's wondering, it's TLKS. That stands for Talks, and you can also follow my other podcast, which is Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also follow your homie right here, G Money Stacks at G Money Stacks in G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And you can turn your notifications so you could be in the know on when I'm going to be on Instagram live on the podcast pages. And when each episode is going to be dropping. All right. And yeah, I'm gonna go to where we actually have to we're gonna go to all right, we're gonna go to where you can listen to when you go to the link in bar where it says Linktree/Meticulous Vibe podcast, you're gonna see a whole list of audio streaming platforms and all that great stuff right there. So we're gonna get into it right now. You can also leave a voice message on anchor.fm/meticulous vibe juice pod. And whatever review topics you want me to do, you can do that in the voice message. And if you have any ideas on music artists, TV shows, movies, video games, podcast shows you want me to review, you can DM it to me on G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York on there. And yeah, so and and speaking of which, you can listen to Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show episodes on Anchor or Audible, Audacity, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcasts. And you don't need a debit card to download iHeartRadio or any other apps whatsoever. You don't need a debit card or credit card to download these apps. You can download these apps that I just mentioned onto your iPhones, your Android phones, iPads, Android tablets, your Mac laptops, and of course, Dell laptops as well with Windows. And make sure you follow my other shows. It's also on iHeartRadio. Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, Sports Edition show, and of course, Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast as well. And finally, make sure you grab that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. Click on the noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. And of course, be sure to share the videos, share the episodes, and of course, stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes in case you missed any of them. And be sure to leave a like and a comment along with the review topics, and tell us how you feel about the review topics and in this episode and previous episodes that I just did. And of course, be sure to download these episodes. Don't forget to rate 5 stars. Don't forget to download these episodes, share the episodes, share the videos, listen, stream, watch the episodes in case you miss any of them. Tell a friend to another friend, spread the word. Word of mouth is important. And be sure to share the link that says Linktree/Meticulous Values Podcast along with the podcast show with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your friends, the people you are cool with, and of course, the people that you meet at parties, festivities, wherever else you are cool with right there. So yes. And I think that's gonna wrap up. That's gonna wrap up this show right here, man. I'm your man G Money Stacks. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm your man G Money. I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me. And remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. And if you want something, you have to work hard, and you have to earn it. New York wasn't built in a day, and you want to find your voice, be yourself. And it's also important for you to have confidence in what you love to do, whether it's podcasting or a radio personality, whatever career field it is. Do it for you. Don't do it because your parents want you to do it. And most importantly, be sure to find and look for something that makes you smile creatively, mentally, physically, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone on your P's and Q's alongside with tunnel vision. All right. And I think that's going to do it for me. I appreciate every single one of you for listening and rocking with me. And of course, take care of yourselves. Be sure to actually ask your peers on how they're doing mentally, physically, and spiritually, and what they're going through, because you never know the 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 pain and the hurt that's going on inside them. You feel what I'm saying, folks? Be sure to check on one another. And also be sure to take care of one another. Be safe. Stay liquid. Peace and one love. And of course, make sure you enjoy yourselves. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, the weekend, and also enjoy yourselves and the rest of your night. Good night, folks.